Alex, Anthony, you got my back or not? One shot, boom! Oh, no, I got shot again! Again and again and again. Okay, 1 hour to go for my TEDx talk. Let's relax. Let's breathe. Let's chill. Okay, let's golf. Okay, take it. Okay. Hello? Yep. Yeah, well, I'm in Martigny in Valais right now, almost ready for my TEDx talk. Where are you? You're at the show. Okay, well, it's going to start in 1 hour. What do you mean you're in the audience? And the audience is, okay, sorry about that. The metaverse, is it the end of civilization? If slavery isn't bad, nothing is bad. When men get used to seeing others weighing the chains of slavery, that means that one day they will have those same chains connected to their ankles. Metaverse, from the word meta. What does it mean? It means to go beyond and after. In some way, it has a feel of paradise and heaven. But at the same time, that same word has that methamphetamine. One of the worst drugs that gets you addicted to something, that brings you high, then to crush you down, to finally get to be overdose. So is metaverse a way to bring you to paradise? Or is it a way to turn you down into the fire of the ashes? Today, we're going to realize that in life, you have to choose the blue pill, the one of the reality, and the one of the red pill, which is the one that brings you into the metaverse. Today, if you're in a free world and democracy, like in Switzerland, would you actually go to take the blue pill, live in the real life? Or in the opposite, would you like to play video games and be connected to the metaverse? Well, here, obviously, the question is easily answered. But what if you're in a dictatorship, in a war zone, a place where you have no freedom? You're imprisoned by dictatorship, and their name is Ali, and you're only 12 years old. Would you rather go in the blue pill, really living his life? Or would you take the red pill, a place where you could imagine something totally free, something open? You could take your shopper and start to look at this beautiful house that you could build, for example, in Ibiza. More than that, you could start inviting your friends across the world from every color, from every religion, and you could actually build your future where you could be an NFT artist. In this case, what would you choose? To be in the real world, or like to be in the metaverse, in the red world? Let's take another example. Imagine you have a beautiful family, right? And that beautiful family, suddenly, what happens? A tragic accident, a car accident, takes away the lives of your entire family besides yourself. And now you have the choice of the blue pill, to live in the life, wake up every morning crying about your family, sleeping at every night thinking about them. Or you could take the red pill, where the red pill in the metaverse, it enables you to reconnect your family. Giant technology firms today collect all type of data, from communication to all sort of messages, of all type of videos, to all type of content that you like, you don't like, all the interactions that you had with your family. In this case, would you like to be yourself in the real world, or connected to your family, see how your children would grow into the metaverse, see how you would be connected to your husband, make love with him, and be united forever and the beyond? Well, in this case, would you take the blue pill or do you go with a red pill? We know that metaverse is just growing in its history. There's ways that you could create your own character, your avatar with that. There's ways that you could actually fight a lot of different psychology issues I could have. You could have this crazy sex life with whatever partner you feel like. But the metaverse is not just putting these goggles in. It could be as well AR. AR, a place where you're mixing virtual reality with something real, which is augmented reality, something that it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to wear that big helmet. And we know very well that we've been into the metaverse 20 years ago with Second Life, with Sims, and a lot of different games where you're just playing a video game, but you're building a second life. You're building a way that you want to create a new character and something different what you have from the real life. In 2030, the value of the metaverse will be over 5 trillion. This is 5 times Apple. This is 5 times anything that have ever existed. And what do you think? All the biggest American groups, all the biggest Asian groups, all the biggest European groups are heavily investing on a daily basis into the metaverse. There's billions of dollars that are flowing every day by tech giants, venture capitalists, and many other investors. And what is the mission of a lot of these tech companies? Is to make you have more and more screen time. If you remember some time ago when you had your phone, you maybe would be 10 minutes, 30 minutes, maximum an hour per day. Now people spend, for example, like myself, 4 hours. And the younger generation actually spends between 5 to 9 hours per day, stick glued to their phones. So imagine what the metaverse could do to that. If you're not convinced yet by you're going to be into the metaverse, well, look what happened out of the civilization of humankind. People always doubted every technology, saying that the telephone was just going to be a fad. It's just not going to be a means of communication. Same for the automobile, where people believed that horse were going to stay and the automobile was going to fly away. That IBM was saying that it would be only 5 computers in the world, where internet was just a little thing that would explode. Or that the iPhone, the Microsoft CEO said that it's never going to be a big thing, these touchscreen phones. And lately, you saw with Bitcoin, and as well with Swissborg, that people are saying, oh, has no value. This is not finance. This is not wealth management. This is based on nothing. Today, the world, most countries live through dictatorship. The dictatorship usually is driven by religion, politics, by tribes. It could be driven as well by technology. It could be driven by spiritual causes. And we see that everywhere in Africa, in Europe. We see that everywhere in this entire world. And look at the case of, for example, Layla. Layla, she's based, for example, in Afghanistan. Do you really think that Layla has really had the choice to wear this burqa? Do you think that she's happy to wear this fence? To take all her rights out and to live every day through that? What I'm saying here is that there's no choice between the blue and the red pill. People will have to go for the red pill. And the danger that goes with technology is much crazier than goes with dictatorship through these different countries. We saw that a lot of tech companies have launched their social media apps and have accumulated over 2 billion people addicted to their app within a short span of 4 or 5 years. If you look at the Black Mirror, which is one of the greatest shows, you could see where we're heading. We're a place where people won't have actually rights to express themselves, where you will be addicted to potentially a different world, where you won't be able to see what's the difference between the virtual world and the real world, and how that will mix together. You'll probably be into a video game and thinking that you're a man or you're a woman, and at the end, you don't even figure out what is your identity. And talking about identity, think about a world in the metaverse where suddenly the creator, the dictator says, I don't like this guy. I don't like you. Your color, your way of thinking, it's not good for me. You know what? I wipe it out. You're just a piece of code for me. And what would happen to business that will be within those metaverse? It could be same, one click and it's out. You're telling me now, Cyrus, this is very scary. But is there a solution to this? We're very, very fortunate that in Switzerland, we have one of the only direct democracy that exists in the world where people are proud to vote on any subject and pass initiatives with this direct democracy. This is the real colors of democracy. People thinking and trying to auto-regulate what's the best for them. Because at the end, every face, every mind is something different. Every color brings a beautiful pace to this beautiful rainbow. You need to have the free spirits to live. You have to be equal to live in a real democracy. And more importantly, as a brave heart, you really have to do one thing, is fight for freedom. Something else than only this democracy we need in the metaverse is decentralization. Decentralization is a new way of governance that could really enable people to interact, but as well this technology to be interacted in a very fair and equal way. Decentralization has been the birth of emerging mindset. So how do we get to create our metaverse that is decentralized, that has this Swiss way of democracy? Well, look at what's happened in the past. Bitcoin has been created when all the banks have fallen down, and saying that central banks, it's not created for the community and by the community. Where Bitcoin, it is. It's a new standard of gold. It's a new place where anyone can interconnect and exchange value, rather you're in Iran, if you're in North Korea, or other different countries, or in Switzerland and Europe. It doesn't have a color, doesn't have a religion, it doesn't have a political idea. Same to Ethereum. Ethereum has been the great witness of how we could transform Web 2 to Web 3, a place where apps could be decentralized, where you could remove intermediaries, and you could really build something that is free. Swissborg is one that has brought finance to the decentralized world, one that could create wealth management for us, for everyone, and in a great way. A way that it could be fun, it could be fair, and it could be democratic. And last but not least, Sandbox is the new video game of the metaverse where you could build your world, you could build your games within it, and that belongs to yourself. Today, what I'm saying is that it's very important. It's our world, but it's as well our democracy. And if you don't want to feel trapped like Layla is with her in Kabul, or if you don't want to be in the same shoes as Ali in Syria, it's your job to wake up, to fight for this movement, to really understand that the future relies on yourself. Because at the end, it's our world, it's our democracy, it's our metaverse. Thank you.